Hey guys, so in today's video, I wanted to address a question that I came across in one of the CNA groups that I'm a member of on Facebook, and I thought that it was kind of interesting information. So the question is, what is one lesson you've learned as a CNA that you'll never forget? So this one honestly was not difficult for me whatsoever. The biggest thing that I can say as far as a lesson I've learned as a CNA that I'll never forget is how fragile life is, and how quickly things can just completely change in your life. And I'm going to talk about that now. So why I think that that is the biggest lesson I've learned as a CNA is because I've encountered so many people of various ages that were going through life, quote unquote, normally, and ended up being completely disabled. Or, for example, a resident that I took care of who overdosed on drugs at the age of 19, and she is now completely bedbound. She needs a trach for the rest of her life in order to survive. And I think it's important because a lot of people take for granted the life that they have and the privileges and abilities that they have because of the fact that they are an able-bodied person. And even people who have chronic illnesses, I think there's a lot that we take advantage of or take for granted. That maybe somebody who has a more severe or a different disability or medical condition may not be able to do. So, like I said, I just think it's crazy how you can be going through life and just basically enjoying the life that you have and everything that you're able to do and having fun. And then, like I said, the one resident I took care of who overdosed at the age of 19 and is now completely bedbound. She's paralyzed. She's nonverbal, like she's not able to talk anymore. And just hearing some of the stories from her family members, when they would come in to visit, they usually would talk to whoever was caring for her, whether that was, the nurse that was caring for her that day or the CNAs. And they would have conversations with us and they would tell us stories about how she used to be and how, full of life she used to be and the things that she used to enjoy doing. And I think that's part of the reason why I've been doing so many things that I've said that I wanted to do forever and just never gotten around to, because I could be perfectly fine today and tomorrow I could wake up and not be able to move. I could have a seizure and die tomorrow. Life is so fragile, and I think it's important that everybody realize that, because you never know when you're going to take your last breath. You never know when is going to be your last day on this earth. And so for that reason, I think I'm more focused on enjoying the life that I have and enjoying the things that I have in my life and the people around me that love me. And I think that's why I've focused a lot on enjoying the little things. Because like I said, there's been so many people, even elderly people, or people who I've cared for in memory care. I've cared for early onset Alzheimer's patients, and it's very difficult to see somebody who is in their 40s and can't remember their husband or their children. And, it's very difficult. And I think that when you work in the healthcare setting or even home care, it puts things into more perspective for you. And I think it truly should, at least it did in my experience, put things into perspective for me and makes me appreciate what I have and the abilities that I do have, because I am a person with chronic illnesses and I am a person who is quote unquote disabled. I have severe hearing loss where I need the use of hearing aids to be able to hear a lot of things. And most things, if I'm being honest. I do have some mobility issues and I have balance issues from the multiple strokes that I have dealt with in my life. And even now, months after having COVID, I'm still having issues with breathing. I don't know if you can hear how easy it is that I'm getting out of breath, but it's not to the point where it was when I was like just a month out from having COVID, but I am still, getting out of breath a lot easier and having problems catching my breath once I lose my breath. And I think it's just way too easy to let life kind of overwhelm you and jade you in some aspects, because I think we become jaded to, all of the things that life has to offer. And I think, like I said, we take a lot of things for granted as people who at this moment have the ability to do things or have the ability to care for ourselves and do what we want to do, go where we want to go, not have to have somebody help us with everything. And it's so easy, like in a heartbeat, it can be taken away from you. And I think it's important that everybody comes to that realization that you could be the you that you are right now, today, and tomorrow you could be bedbound and needing somebody to change your diaper, for lack of a better word, because you were in some horrific accident, or you had a stroke, or you overdosed, or you fell. I mean, something as simple as falling down and, hurting yourself, breaking a bone, you need that assistance now. So I think that is the one lesson that I've learned as a CNA that I will never forget, is just how fragile life is and how quickly things can change. And yeah. So for any of the people on my channel watching this that have gotten to this point, if you are a CNA or have worked as a CNA in the past, or just in healthcare in general, what is one thing that you have learned working in healthcare that you'll never forget? I'm curious. Please share your answers with me, because I love it when I'm able to interact with you guys and get a conversation going. So with that being said, that's all I have for today. If you have any topics you'd like me to talk about in the future on my channel, please let me know. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys next time.